So we're gonna do a mod hairstyle. You can translate it into something a little different, whether it be a mullet, a shag, kind of just everything straightforward, a little bit front heavy, taking a lot of this weight. Completely different style. So I've never cut his hair before. I don't know how it's gonna react until I start doing it. That's my favorite thing about this haircut, because you kind of figure it out as you go. That's how I do it. We're gonna take probably, I would assume, probably close to like half of this length in the back, a little bit longer in the front, and then a lot of this weight out here. Right now he's got a really round shape in the back, and it just kind of falls flat. I like this length down here, but as you can see, this length here versus this length here, you have a big difference. But that's the hairstyle he had. That's how it was cut. He's keeping all this weight back because he's wearing all this hair back. Whereas when all of this is styled forward, we're going to base it off of the cowlick in the back, and all this hair that's going to naturally fall down is going to be perfectly matched to the bottom. So this length, take it straight up. And then once I have my guideline in the back, I'm going to take it straight across, and then everything underneath, I'll have this guide through here, and then I'll match it forward. This parting, I comb everything back, and I try to find where the hair naturally parts. When I first started, I was, taught in barber school, work everything down the middle, keep everything even. The further I get into barbering, I tend to work off of more of the natural wave pattern, how it wants to lay. So I don't really necessarily base my shape and haircuts off of just middle. I've learned that my haircuts blend a little better, last a little bit longer, just doing it this way. Don't fight it, let it fall, just figure it out, look at it, and go from there. So I grab the very bottom of his hair and I elevate it until straight to the wall. Find that length down here at the bottom. So my first cut is going to be here. And then I start small. I'm not being overzealous with my cuts. I want to keep it at about 1/2 inch, at least 1/4 inch cuts, right here. I don't want this to be just straight, square to the back. I try to think about the shape of the haircut while I'm doing it. See how these hairs are curling forward? I want to work with that. So instead of going straight down and working against the grain, when I'm making these parts, I like to curve it back towards the corner. And I find my guide from the middle, right here. Now that I've established a shape in the back, you can see it's not this huge lump of weight that's back here now. At this point, did all my sections, I evened the length. Not everybody's perfect. I always like to double check my work. I think it's very important everybody should do it. So usually what I do is I just grab the hair like this, and if there's any long pieces that I think should be cut, I'll grab a feather razor and I'll just blend it in. This next part, someone asked me the other day why I did it, and honestly I didn't even have an answer. Because when I'm doing this haircut, no specific person taught me how to do it. It's mostly just from social media, watching videos. What works best for me is, since we established this length at the crown, to bring that forward, I want to comb this forward. And I want to find the natural pattern of the hair. So everything that's falling down, that's where I want to part. And it looks like it's falling down right here. So take the comb forward, move this down. Nice clean section. Since I want to bring this all the way around the head, same thing as the back. I pull this straight out and I want it to match there. Same thing here. I want to pull this and this, and I want this to match. So I'll start here in the back, put it 1/2 inch to 1 inch below this part I already made, and I'll go straight across. And same thing, I don't want to pull this hair that's on the side to the back. I want to take that guide, which is there, and pull everything straight out. So I'm going to match it to there. Come, grab another section, drop. Since I want the shape to be going forward, I'm going to be working on 45-degree angles back towards the jawline here. So, find my guideline, figure out where it's long, and then I'm just going to do diagonal parts. Degree. I want to leave the sideburn a little bit longer, so I want to make sure that I'm really cutting at that angle to retain as much length down here. Shorter up here, longer down here. There we go, until I don't see that guideline anymore. When I said earlier that I base it off what I see, this is the part where people might watch and say, why is he doing that? You know, just cutting your ear out, you're cutting what you're not supposed to cut. And maybe that might be true. Some barbers, they might do it in a much more technical form. I just grab, pull, and cut, whatever I think. So these hairs here, I'm not really worried about it being like a super precise technical cut. Everything that's kind of away from the sideburn, that's over the ear, I really don't care about. So I'm just gonna cut it. And then even at this point, you know, I might do it and then I might go even tighter from here. Who knows? So far, I'm really enjoying this. I'm taking an effect, looking at it straightforward, I'm taking an effect of the longer sideburns. And the look I'm going for is, it looks like it's gonna be based off of this part here. I don't know how that's gonna react once I cut it, dry it, style it. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a middle section out of this right here. I'm gonna comb it all forward, straight to me. And that's a good length to take off right there. And then since I want to retain some length on this side, I'm not gonna bring it over here. I like to be a little bit safer when it comes to cutting the bangs. I don't want to do too much too soon. So everything that's on this side, I bring it straight out. And it should be pretty similar to the middle here. So now I have my shortest point here in the bangs, which is wet, it's a little bit heavy. I'm going to diffuse it, put some product in, so I'm compensating for about 1/2 inch, at most 3/4 of an inch for it to bounce. So really hoping it's going to be right above the eyebrows. And then since we pulled everything to the middle, it's going to kind of give it a good little curtain bang effect, face framing. Now what I need to do is match the length that I cut in the back to the top. I'm going to create that same mohawk part down the middle. And this is where that shape is going to take form. And I'm going to point cut from the top. I want some good texture. And since I want to keep the length in the front, it looks like it's going to work out A lot of times that happens. It's not something I bring into or account for. Probably should, but it works out. So last bit, okay. I'm taking a chunk out of here, and I actually just learned this the other day. I was in the shop with Robert and Andy during a haircut, and I tended to pull everything directly straight from where it was growing out of the head, even on the curve of the head. I was kind of going straight up like this, and he showed me a trick to retain that weight and that length going forward. Take your section and you pull it back towards the middle. For purposes of the video, I wanted to do a mod. Is Dawson here going to style his hair like this every day? No. He likes to keep a little bit of length, push it back. But the reason why we work on those curved angles with the natural pattern of the hair, on the days he's not going to style it like this, look at the blend. Still makes sense, even though we went shorter. But the way I cut the bangs with that square section on top and pulled everything out front and left these pieces in the corners up here long, now he's got an option to wear it back, kind of like more of the 90s heartthrob. But we're not doing that. We're doing a mod. I don't care.
Hook a brush back.
Let's put some product in it. Style it. Finish it. So for the styling, I'm going to mix a sea salt spray with the texture cream. Just the way it mixes, you get that kind of grittiness, grit, light hold off of the texture spray. Don't do too much, and I just really massage it through the hair. The hard hold product, texture cream, mailroom barber, really light, perfect for curly, wavy hair, about a fingertip. And I want this product to get into the root. So I'm just gonna put this all over it. So as I'm diffusing, I really want to accentuate those curls. And I'll even grab a few pieces, twist it, and blow dry directly on it. Let it go, and let it live. Since I already diffused it, it's dried, curl pattern's really showing. At this point, I'm just shaping. Area I see that I feel like sitting a little flat, I kind of just pick up, get just a little bit more volume out of it, like the very top of the curl pattern up here. This is the part where my haircuts take so long because I get way too over obsessive with the styling, and then it's hard for me to let go of the haircut. Next thing you know, I got 2 clients waiting for me. I just do it until I feel like I'm done. And I kind of feel like I'm done. Yeah, I think I'm done. Done? You feel like you're done? I think it looks good. You want to see it?
No. Let's see it. That is sick, bro. I love a little curl side, bro.
Yeah, and your part, like it worked out perfect. Like I really wanted to try to get that
The little split.
separation.
Mm-hmm. That's hard.
Yeah.
Alright. And just turn him that way. Sick.
City girl.